there, my name is Freema, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And if I can make an appeal for you to hit that subscribe button if you like this content, please hit the subscribe button. And if you dislike this content, also hit the subscribe button. If you feel somewhat ambivalent about this content, you can take it, you can leave it. Could you please hit the subscribe button? And even if you're not watching this content, and somebody just told you about it, could you then go to YouTube? You don't have to watch the video and hit the subscribe button. Basically, I'm saying, could you subscribe? That'd be fan-dabby double dosing. And I want to show you my appreciation. Each week we give stuff away. This week we're giving away Doctor Who, the complete third season, the Martha Jones season on DVD. Fantastic set. This was the original one that came out. When it came out, what was it? The 2008, 2009, something like that. All you need to do to win is subscribe to the channel. Did you hear the ongoing theme? Subscribe to the channel and then leave a comment, hashtag Vote Saxon. Vote Saxon. And we do the prize drawing on Sundays when I'm on the TARDIS zone. And that's at 9 o'clock. It'll be Sunday, March 1st. Yes, the first day. We're talking about the last episode of Doctor Who, The Timeless Children, which I'm going to be talking about right now, which I think is going to blow up fandom and blow up canon. But let's wait and see what's going to happen. Oh, and there's actually another prize as well. I tried to give this away a few weeks ago. The complete David Tennant specials. It's got Next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, Waters of Mars, and End of Time Part 1 and 2. A guy called Nameless Entity win it. Nameless Entity, if you're out there, send me your address. I contacted him a couple of times for his address. He hasn't got back to me. So if he doesn't get back to me by Sunday, we're going to give that away to the second name out the hat. And also, I really don't like it. There are a bunch of people who apply, who enter to win something, and then they don't have anything. I feel bad for you guys. So each week I'm giving away something else for everybody. It's going to be in the video notes along with all the instructions about the giveaway. There is a link to download an audio adventure starring Nicholas Briggs as a doctor, made in the 80s by a fan group called Audio Visuals, that later went on to become Big Finish. It's a lot of fun. It's a Sideman story called Sword of Orion. It was remade as a Paul McGann story by Big Finish. And it's great. Enjoy. Download and enjoy. People who are not enjoying right now, I think, are the BBC. So this video is going to be complete speculation. It's a complete and total speculation on my part about what is going on in the hushed offices of the BBC with coming up to the season finale, and in light of the very poor ratings they've had this year. The ratings for the second season have gone off a cliff. So I understand there's a lot of people who are fans of this era, and please, if you love this era, I say this on all my videos about the Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker era. If you love this era, more power to you. Don't let my utter hatred of it impact on your loving of it. I just don't understand what you could possibly love about it. I really, really, really dislike it. But again, if you like it, good for you, mate. I like things that a lot of people don't like as well. But that's just the way it is. But okay, people, there are some evangelical fans of this era who go, no, the ratings are absolutely fine. One of those people happened to be Piers Wenger, the head of commissioning drama or something for BBC. The guy, basically, he's Chris Chibnall's boss. He came out recently and said, Doctor Who is doing fantastically. It's in a wonderful position editorially. So I initially thought editorially meant that they're following the BBC editorial policy of like this enforced diversity, which is just, I find, very artificial and honestly kind of as racist as the racism it thinks it's fighting. It's like in the 70s when they had the token black in Eddie's show in America. It was just like, it's kind of, it's the racism that it was people who are basically racist. Deep in their core, they really have this racist attitude, and they're trying not to be because they know it's wrong to be racist. So that's basically what I think about political correctness. It's social justice for morons, which I think morons is the best way we can describe the people making Doctor Who right now. They're just morons. I can see from the stuff you put on the screen, you're not very clever. You're making a children's show, and you're making a pretty bad, preachy one at that. in my humble opinion. But what is going on at the BBC? So I was on Title Zone last night for like half hour, an hour, and we were talking, and it dawned on me. Oh my God, this is what I think is going, because we're having they're doing a lot of press about this series finale. So I think this is what's happening. I think the people like Piers Wenger and the high up at the BBC thought we would love this season. We thought they would be over the moon with the season, and ratings would like bounce right back up again after falling off the edge of last year. Yeah, they went from like 11 to 6 or 7 million. They lost like 40% of the ratings. They thought it would come back up again. They heard the criticism that they didn't have enough enemies and villains. It wasn't very exciting, and they fixed it. Yeah, and they really thought that we were going to love it. They thought we were going to love all the member bearers they're putting in, the Master. They thought we would love, all the plane crash stuff in the Spyfall. They thought, and a lot of this stuff was actually really good. It was just done by morons. It was done by people not very good at their job. People not very good at their job, like Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker. I'm sorry. Jodie Whittaker had the improved, I won't say improved writing, the improved, action adventure. The improved, like, having actual villains and enemies in this, other than, not saying they're evil white men or, the patriarchy. Yeah. If we had the unspeakable, but actually having real villains in it, has really just exposed Whittaker as being awful in this role. Like, I wasn't able to really tell, last year, because the season 11 was just so unbelievably, painfully awful that you couldn't really tell what Whittaker was like as a doctor, because she was never up against an enemy until resolution, and by that time it was like the series was just so bad you couldn't. She was just another a pebble in this sea of awfulness. It's like, let's say there's a sea of vomit, right, and somebody vomits into it. You're really not going to notice it. That was what Whittaker's performance was like in season 11. But season 12, it's really come apparent. She has no idea. She is like, she's either incapable or ignorant or unwilling to know how to play this character. And in her defense, she's being written like a moron. This character is truly being written like a selfish, uncaring moron that can't do anything. Like can't even say to Graham, "Oh, it's going to be okay, buddy." She can't even do that. This character is just writing her like an idiot, and she's playing her like an idiot, which I just think is the inverse of what Doctor Who should be. So anyway, they thought we would be loving this season. I mean, with the Jadoon and the Ruth Doctor, and then the Cyberman. And I have to say, the Ascension of the Cybermen, other than having Whittaker in it, is probably one of the best Cyberman stories. I mean, other than having Whittaker in it and written by Chibnall, because Chibnall just, I think if it had like a polish done by Russell T Davies or Moffat, it would have been like one of the best Cyberman stories since Earthshock. It would have been really, really good. But yes, Whittaker, I just think this is a me statement. I just think she's a wrecking ball of suck. Wherever she comes in, she is just like terrible. Wherever you see it, so yeah, and it's like you say, well, she's one element, well, she's the main element on this. But imagine having like a ink spilled on a white cashmere sweater, even if it's just a tiny bit. It's gonna ruin the sweater. That's how I feel that what Whittaker is to Doctor Who. Right? Anything she touches just turns it to crap. So anyway, I think the higher-ups of BBC thought, we're gonna freaking love this, and the member bearers, and all the excitement, and all this. They said, oh, the fans are gonna love this. And I think they understand they need the fan audience to be on side, because we act like sheepdogs to the normie audience. That's what we do. I think that's why the MCU became as big as it was, and I think that's why Star Wars has ultimately failed. Star Wars is I don't think it's unrelated to that Bob Iger just had to resign. Although he might. Bob Iger's the CEO of Disney, but it might be because he's doing like a some political run. Who cares? Really, who cares? But I know he wants to be president really badly. And my God, if you can screw up Star Wars and Marvel Comics, I don't hold out much hope for you with the US medical system. Because something that really is a little bit complicated. If somebody gives you something on a platter that's working fantastically, and then you turn it into crap, then I don't really trust you with anything at all. But as I said, so yeah, I think BBC thought we're going to love it, and the ratings would be going up and up and up. And the fact the ratings have gone down and down and down and down is making them terrified. And the reason I think it's making them terrified is because we suddenly heard a lot more from the BBC saying, "Oh no, Doctor Who is not due for a rest. We love it. It's so freaking important." It sounded exactly like a board, or a football club board, expressing their support of a manager right before they fire him. It's like, we have absolute faith in blah blah blah, and 2 days later he's fired. It sounds exactly like that to me. But anyway, so there's been a lot of chatter, and also they really hyped the Cyberman episode, and it still went down. Its overnights went down. If it's overnights went down, then its consolidator is going to go down as well. By the way, the average consolidator is also down. It used to be, and the capacity is of about 2 million, and with the overnight in the Whittaker era, it's like 1.2. It's like a significant drop. It's like a 40% drop. But even though I think they thought we would really love this season, they were a bit scared about this finale. This finale is rumored to just blow up canon in a big way. We've got to find out who the Ruth Doctor is, why she had like a Hartnell TARDIS. Did she come from before Hartnell? Was she between Troughton and Pertwee? Who is she? Are there more Doctors? I think there probably are. My guess is, okay, the Twitterati, people particularly like Chris Chibnall, can only really tell one story right now. Then that one story is this, that the evil white men had created a patriarchy, and they took their power from marginalized people, normally of different skin colors or different genders, and then pushed them down to keep their control over keep their power and keep their control. And now these marginalized forces are like becoming powerful, and they're taking back the power that was stolen from them from the evil white male patriarchy. That is the story that's the only story they can really tell right now, and that's a story I think they're going to tell with the Timeless Children. I think they're going to make the Doctor have always been female, and the regeneration was a feminine thing that the evil male Time Lord patriarchy stole from this poor female, probably maybe the Ruth Doctor, and that's what they built their entire society upon. That's what I think they're going to do, and I think they're going to say there's like limitless female doctors, and these male doctors were like this weird aberration. Yeah, I think they're going to do something along those lines, and what's going to happen is they're going to upset a lot of fans. A lot of fans are going to say, no, this is not a retcon that we can live with. Well, we were okay with Capaldi having a childhood home, or was it? Yeah, it was Capaldi having a childhood home in the Gallifreyan desert. That doesn't rip apart canon. That doesn't rip things up. That's like an interesting addition. Something that fundamentally changes canon, I don't think is going to be regarded so well. So I think the BBC knew that fandom may be a bit freaked out with this final episode, but they thought we're going to be so elated and so on board with all the stuff they've done so far. We'll go, yes, this new direction's interesting. We're going to love it. But as the ratings have fallen off a cliff and they continue to fall, and again, I can't believe that Sideman episode, their ratings went down, because if they went down, they may get a bump for the season finale, and they are so desperate to the Radio Times cover they give. I mean, honestly, that Radio Times cover is freaking awful. It's insane. Why not have something like that looks a little bit exciting? No, it's like, what's the Bohemian Rhapsody thing? I don't understand. I don't understand why anybody thought, oh, that's a good idea. But I say that about so much of the current Doctor Who. So so at first I just thought it was Piers Wenger covering his butt, because the license fee is in jeopardy. The license fee is probably going to get attacked, and I think it's going to have quite a lot of popular support for that. Exactly because of this type of crap they're putting out for Doctor Who. For very populist programs, they're making it they're making these populist programs for a tiny segment of the population that tends to live on Twitter and scream about things. I think that's what they're making a lot of their programming for. Yeah. If you think that having that diversity means having shoehorning people people who are who you think are on the progressive stack into any and every role of power and authority. That's not it. No, no, no. I think what these people want is like drama written that for them, like that echoes their own culture. I don't think they need you to take over an existing franchise and usurp it for them. It's like I don't think anybody needs that. It's I don't think anybody feels maligned by that not happening, but apparently the idiots of the BBC do. So anyway, I think they're freaking terrified. That's where I am. I just think the BBC are freaking terrified right now because they were sure that the stuff at the beginning, the first part of the season, the first 9 episodes was going to elate us. They were sure about it, and it's fallen off a cliff. But they're a bit iffy about this final episode. They're like, I don't know what's going to happen. And if the stuff they were sure about was tanking, what on earth is going to happen when this episode that they're scared about tanks? So I think they're all these statements coming out. You're getting a drink after. It's them bracing for impact. It really is. I think we saw something similar to before was it the Rise of Skywalker came out. There's a lot of things people were bracing for impact. But again, this is purely speculated. It's completely speculative. But I'm putting this video out today because if I'm right, I can turn back and go, see, I was right. That's the only reason this video is going out. And if I'm wrong, I'm never going to mention it again. See, that's the beauty of living in the social media age. You can say something and pretty much everybody forgets 10 minutes later. So, but if I'm right, I'm never going to let you forget. Fine, my name's Freema Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Actually, YouTube purged me of subscribers recently. I was a bit taken aback. They're starting to climb up again now. But they could go away. I had a bunch vanished. Anyway, so yeah, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. And have yourself a fantastic day.